Ever find yourself, staring up at the night sky and, like, wondering about what's out there?
Oh, all the time.
Well, get this. Today's deep dive, we're heading straight for one of the most, I don't even know, like, jaw-dropping displays in the universe, the Northern Lights.
Now we're talking. I could talk about the aurora all day.
And we've got some seriously cool research to dig into. Pasted text. Let me tell you, the stuff dreams are made of.
It really is something else.
So for anyone out there who's new to this whole celestial light show thing,
Right, gotta set the scene.
imagine like a sky just painted with these vibrant streaks of, wow, green, red, even blues and purples. It's wild.
It's like something out of a movie, but it's real.
It really does feel like magic, but our source material, it breaks down the science, and surprise, surprise, it all starts with the sun.
Of course, the sun, always up to something.
So walk us through what's going on with our friendly neighborhood star.
Okay, so picture this. The sun, right? It's constantly throwing off particles in this thing called solar wind.
Cooler wind, okay?
Think of it like a supercharged breeze, but instead of air, it's, charged particles just blasting across space.
Okay, so that sounds kind of intense. Like, are we in danger?
Well, lucky for us, Earth has this magnetic field, like a shield, protecting us from the brunt of it.
Right, Earth's magnetic field, that's our shield.
Exactly. But here's where things get really interesting, because it's not just a straight up block,
Oh, it's not. What happens?
This solar wind, it slams into the magnetic field, and instead of this head-on collision, it gets, like, funneled
Funneled where to?
towards the poles. Think of it like a cosmic funnel cloud, guiding all those charged particles whoosh towards the north and south.
Okay, so we've got this particle superhighway heading for Earth poles. What happens when they hit our atmosphere?
That's when the real show begins. They collide with, oxygen and nitrogen atoms up there, and all that energy, bam, it gets released as light.
No way. So that's what's happening. It's like a giant light bulb.
Kind of. Remember those old neon signs, how they glow? Similar idea. Different gases, different colors.
That's incredible. And you said different gases, different colors. What about the aurora's colors, like the greens and reds? That's all because of this.
Exactly. See, the most common color you'll see is this brilliant green, right? That's oxygen getting energized, but at lower altitudes. Now, if you're lucky and you're in the right place at the right time, you might see those rare, intense red displays.
So it's like higher up, different color.
You got it. Higher up, oxygen's doing its thing, causing the red, and then you throw nitrogen into the mix, and boom, you get those blues and purples. It's like a gigantic natural chemistry experiment right above us.
That's wild. But it's not just about the pretty lights, right?
Hmm.
Because I read in our research that scientists are actually studying the northern lights, like seriously studying them.
Oh, yeah, it's serious business. They're trying to understand our planet's magnetic field better, how it all works.
Because, I'm assuming, if something messes with our magnetic field, that's bad news for us.
Exactly. Remember how we talked about solar wind being, well, intense? Imagine a superpowered version of that, a solar storm.
Oh, no. Not good.
Not good at all. Those same storms that create these beautiful auroras, they can cause some serious havoc, especially nowadays with our technology.
Right, we rely on technology for, like, everything.
Everything. Think power grids, satellites, communication systems, all vulnerable. There was this event back in 1859, the Carrington event. This massive solar storm hit, and the aurora, get this, it was visible as far south as Cuba. Telegraph systems went haywire, some even sparked fires. It was chaos.
See, that's what blows my mind. It's beautiful, this natural phenomenon, but it's a powerful force of nature. And the more we understand it, the better we can prepare, I guess.
Absolutely. It's all connected. Studying the aurora isn't just about understanding this cool phenomenon. It's about protecting our way of life.
Exactly. So for our listeners who are, like, booking their flights right now, where should they even start? What are the best places to see this amazing show?
All right, so first things first, you got to head towards what's known as the Aurora Oval. Imagine a crown of shimmering light, but like gigantic, encircling the magnetic North Pole.
The Aurora Oval. Okay.
That's where the action's at. We're talking about places like Scandinavia, think Norway, Sweden, Finland, then you've got Iceland, Greenland, Canada, Alaska, even parts of northern Russia.
Those are all places known for, like, dark skies and, being up north.
Exactly. You want minimal light pollution and those long, dark winter nights. That's key.
So when's the best time to go? Is there a certain season or?
Timing is everything.
Yeah.
Ideally, you're looking at that window between September and March. That's when those long, dark nights are prime for aurora viewing. Clear dark skies, though, that's a must. Can't stress that enough. City lights, they're the enemy of aurora viewing, trust me.
Noted. Dark skies, check. Now, I can't talk about the northern lights without mentioning all the myths and legends, right?
Yeah.
You've got these lights dancing across the sky. It's no wonder people came up with some pretty wild stories.
Oh, absolutely. The human imagination, it runs wild when you see something like that. Our source mentioned, for instance, Norse mythology.
Oh, tell me more about this.
They believed the aurora was a reflection of Valkyries, these mystical figures who lead fallen warriors to the afterlife. Can you imagine?
Wow, that's intense.
Right. And in some indigenous cultures, like the Inuit people of the Arctic, they saw those lights as the spirits of their ancestors, dancing across the sky, or even playing a game of soccer, can you believe it, with a walrus skull.
A walrus skull.
Yeah.
That's incredible. You know, this is what gets me about these deep dives. We start with the science, which is mind-blowing in itself, but then you add in the human element, the myths, the stories, and it's like, wow, it just adds this whole other dimension of wonder.
It connects us to something bigger, It reminds us that humans have been looking up at the same sky for, well, forever, trying to understand its beauty and mystery.
Exactly. So for our listeners out there, here's something to think about. If you could stand beneath those shimmering lights, what color would you want to see most? And why? Keep those imaginations firing. Until next time, keep looking up, keep asking questions, and we'll see you in the next deep dive.